كبرات تخاتل ساتلايت تلفزيون أسنا كم بدما محبرة من رهبتات كاتاتولنا ذلهم لو معلتة خم تريو ذلهم بمخنيات معلتي ناتنت بريس نهاي عالم أبكرني بتصحفت The Guardian ጋዜጣና ያድ እንግሊዝ ኣብ ለንደን ኢና ንርከብ ዘለና ከም ትሪኦም ዘለኹም ዝተፈላለዩ ጋዜጠኛታት ተጣበቕቲ ሰብኣዊ መሰላት ኣብ ዝተረኺቦም ኣብዚ ናይ ፍትሒ ናይ ጃስቲስ ዎል ፌርማታት ኣቐሚጦም ኣለዉ ሎም መዓልቲ ሓደ ካብቲ ዳዊት ይስሐቅ ጎሊሑ ጉዳዩ ዝዝረበሉ መዓልቲ እዩ ምክንያቱ 24 ዓመታት ኣብ መንጎቶም ካልኦት ጋዜጠኛታት ኤርትራ ኣብ ማእሰርቲ ከም ዝርከብ ዘሎ መጠን ነፃ ክወፅእ ንምልካው ስርዓት ኢሳያስ ኮነ المحبረሰብ ዓለም ድምፁ ከስምዕ ንምፅዋዕ ዝዓለመ ፕሮግራም እዩ ዝካየድ ዘሎ ብሓሙሽተ ዝተፈላለዩ ትካላት ተጣበቕቲ ሰብኣዊ መሰላት ተጣበቕቲ ናጽነት ፕረስ ዝካየድ ዘሎ ኣጋጣሚ እዩ እዞም ጋዜጠኛታት ንኣብነት ዳዊት ይስሐቅ 24 ሰባት ምስቶም ካልኦት ኤርትራውያን ጋዜጠኛታት 24 ዓመታት ክእሰር ከሎ ስርዓት ህግደፍ ጥራይ ኣይኮነን ኣሲርዎ ዘሎ ብቐንዱ ስቕታና እውን ነቲ ናይ ስርዓት ህግደፍ ዓመት የተባብዖ ምህላው ክንርዳእ ይግባአና ዋላ ብዝንሪኦ ዘለና ሰላማዊ ሰልፉን ከም ትሪኦ ዘለኹም ወጣተኛታት ጋዜጠኛታት ጠበቃታት ኣገደስቲ ሰባት እዮም ዘለዎ ኦፍ ኮርስ ድምፂ ክንኮኖም ክንክእል ኣለና ነዞም 24 ዓመታት ብዘይ ፍትሒ ብዘይ ፍርዲ ብዘይ ርክብ ብዘይ ዝኾነ ኮሚኒኬሽን ተዓፅዮም ዝሳቀዩ ዘለዉ ኤርትራውያን ድምፅና ከነስማዓሎም ይግባእ እቲ ስርዓት እኳ ተኣስሮም ንሕና እውን ብስቕታና ንተሓጋገዞ ከም ዘለና ክንርዳእ ይግባአና ብዝኾነት እዮም ወደብቲ ክድነቑ ክምጎሱ ዘለዎም እዮም ብፍልይ ዝበለ መልክዕ ተጣበቕቲ ሰብኣዊ መሰላት ጠበቃታት ከምኡ ድማ ካልኦት ተናጣጠፍቲ ተወዳዲቦም ብሓሙሽተ ዝኾኑ ኣህጉራውያን ትካላት ዝወደብዎ እዩ ቀጻልነት ክህልዎ ዝኸምዚ ዓይነት ተበግሶም ድማ ተስፋ ንገብር
It's a profound honor to address World Press Freedom Day. Today, we stand together to celebrate the indispensable work of journalists and the media professionals who pursue truth, transparency, and accountability, often at immense personal risk. Their courage lights the path forward to just, informed, and democratic societies. Press freedom is under unprecedented threat. By the end of 2024, 361 journalists were imprisoned globally, a rise from 320 the previous year. According to Committee to Protect Journalists, among them is David Isaac, a Swedish Eritrean journalist, detained without trial since 2001. It's the longest such cases in modern history. His story exemplifies the brutal costs of truth-telling in an era of escalating repression. To honor imprisoned journalists, we unveiled the Justice Wall, a 5-meter banner highlighting 11 individuals who risk everything to expose corruption, human rights abuses, and a global crisis. These voices represent a global struggle for truth. Their courage must not be forgotten. Journalists today navigate a perilous landscape. From conflict zones to newsrooms, they face threats including surveillance, censorship, hacking, online abuse, and propaganda. Women journalists are especially targeted, with UNESCO reportedly nearly 75% facing digital violence. These evolving forms of repression aim to silence the press and they bury the truth. In 2024, 293 journalists were detained and 55 killed with impunity, persisting in 87% of cases since 2006. Legal systems are increasingly weaponized to obstruct reporting, pushing many into self-censorship. The Council of Europe warns of the growing threats: spyware, intimidation, restrictive laws, and media capture, all part of a coordinated assault on journalism. Press freedom is not only a right, it's the lifeblood of democracy. Enshrined in Article 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights, freedom of expression is essential for open dialogue, accountability and informed public participation. Without it, democracy cannot survive. The digital age has revolutionized communication, enabling anyone to share information and wield influence. While this decentralization has democratized speech, it has also flooded the public sphere with misinformation. Algorithms and AI, driven by profit, prioritize sensationalism over truth. empowering disinformation and fragmenting audiences. Professional journalism, vital for verifying and contextualizing facts, is increasingly marginalized. Social media platforms create echo chambers, eroding trust in the media and weakening democratic discourse. This is not accident, it is engineered. As journalists face growing threats, defending press freedom is no longer optional. It's a critical responsibility requiring collective action to preserve truth and democracy. We call for collective action. Governments must uphold the international human rights framework by enacting laws and policies that protect journalists and ensure their safety. Tech companies must reform algorithms to prioritize credible journalism over disinformation and design platforms that amplify truth over profit-driven falsehoods. Media organizations must invest in sustainable models that ensure journalism thrives, fostering unconditional respect for the profession. We honor David Isaac, Mehmet Baransu, Mania Ponomarenko, Reza Valizadeh, and with the 361 others behind bars. We salute those who face harassment, surveillance and intimidation simply for doing their jobs. We call on news organizations, civil society, policymakers and citizens worldwide. Join us and speak against censorship and persecution. Thank you so much.
Here for something simple and powerful. The right to speak freely. All around the world, journalists are being silenced. Some are jailed like this. Some are forced to flee. Some lose their lives. And when journalists are silenced, the truth is silenced too. Freedom of expression is not just a media issue. It's a human rights issue. When we lose our voice, we lose our power. That's why we are here, to honor the silenced, to demand justice, and to state clearly, press freedom is non-negotiable. Let's defend it together. Thank you, and free David Isaac. Free David Isaac. Free David Isaac.
كبرات خاتاتل ساتلايت تلفزيون أسنا كم تريو زلهم استفلاليو غازيتينياتات تطابق سبعة ومسلات أب لندن أفيت بيت صحفة جارديان ترخيبهم لو معلت تقبروا زلوا زخريو حواس قرن برهانه قاعد حن متخا كعبة زلوا معلت نداوي تساق المغلح حدا خبطهم كالبوت غازيتينياتات كوينه مالتي مقام لخا نداوي تساق المغلح كذلوا أقداميو ناي فتحي مندق إلهم تكيعون لهم زريو ذلهم سلسل بذي معلت انتاي كتبل كدل يحتر ربيلك
أنا انتاي كبل دلي بمجمريا نزع الدل سلازهابكمنا أسنا بتعمي مسجن سلازي بمجمريا أزي بزعبا مسل نتأنت ويكا مسل نايم الزراب نتأنت أبزا عالم زنخ خبر بزحات غازيت انياتات واقع خفيلهم يوم سلازي خابتهم واقع زخوفوا لحد داويت إساقي بفلاي بإرترا نعون هم إذا أمسلوا غازيتينياتات دحر 2000 حدا مستأثروا كساع حجة أبيلو أبي كم زاتوا أي فلت أبيت فردي تقربوا أي تخصصوا سلازي إذا بفلاي بولك أملاخت زقبر زلو أبزخون عالم زقبر زلو خالقوت غازيتينياتات نلعل 10 عمت 10 كلتن عمت أبيت ما أسرتي ولا حدا حتى تديولهم سدرابيتهم من دقومن كله تباتاتينا ومابز عالم مابز هالو الجزء كم نداويت إساق إلنا قابض أو تبلنا نقولهم غازيت إنياتات جن كابت زلوا بيت ما أثرت بهوت نتأخوت مسلهم كخبر كل لا كالوت بوليتيكينياتون هالو جن لو ما عنتي ناي غازيت إنياتات معلتي أبيت صحفة ناي ذا جارديان تزلع على غازيت أنا حد إنجليز أو أخونا إنا نزارب زلنا سلذا أنا بوجن ينتهي بدلهم مسلنا غازيت إنياتات يتحلوا أب عالم نساتهم ببيرون بورقتن يوم قالوا سنبر بخلاشنا يكون ساتهم كا نتدمص زي بيقولوا دمص خونو زلوهم غازيتኛታት ስለዝኾኑ እንቶም ክንብላብ ተጠውልናልና ስለዚ ኩልኻ ኣብ ሙሉ ዓለም ደለኻ ነዚ መዓልቲ እዚ ኣብ ዘዘለኻ ያክተኽብሮ ክጽውዕ ደሊ ኣብ ኩሉ ከተማታት ካልእ ዓለም ከዓ ከምዚ መዓልቲ ፍሪደም ወይ ከዓ መዓልቲ ነፃ ምውፃእ ጋዜጠኛታት ድብል በቲ ዝተኣርስሉ መዓልታት ንኣብነት ናይ ዳዊት ናይ ልዕሊ ሓደ ወዲ ሰብ ተወሊዱ ዓብዩ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ተወዲኡ ዝበፅሓሉ እዚ ልዕሊ 20 ገለን ዓመት እዩ ስለዚ እዚኣቶም ፖለቲከኛታት ከዓ ደይቆኑ ድምፂ ህዝቢ እዮም ነዚኦም ከዓ ዝኾነ ዓይነት ሰብ ወፂኡ ብዘይ ናይ ፖለቲካዊ ፀግዒ ብዘይ ናይ ዝኾነ ዓይነት ኣካይዳ ጥራይ ነታ ንዕኦም ድምፂ ክንኮኖም ክንክእል ኣለና እዚ ናይ ፖለቲካ ፀግዒ ይኮነን እዚ ናይ ዝኾነ ሰብ መሰል እዩ ንኻልኦቱም ከምኣቶም ጠጠው ክንብለሎም ክንክእል ኣለና ስለዚ የቐኒየለይ ነዚ ዕድል ስለዝሃብኩኒ ቴንኪዩ ኤማ ይወልካም
ኣብዚ ጋጣሚ ተረኺበ ክሕልፎ ዘሊ መልእኽቲ እንተልዩ ኣብ ኤርትራ ኩሉ ዓይነት ምግሃዝ ሰብኣዊ መሰላት ከም ዘሎ ከምርዱ ተወሲዱ ልዕሊ ኩሉ ከዓ በዚ ሎሚ ዕለት በዓል ዘሎ ወይ ዝዝከር ዘሎ ናይዞም ጋዜጠኛታት ብዓለም ደረጃ ቀሪቦም ዘለዉ ሕዩራት ካብኡ ናብኡ ከዓ ኣብ ሃገርና ሓያሎ ጋዜጠኛታት ሓይሮም ከም ዘለዉ ንፈልጥ ልዕሊ ኩሉ ከዓ ዳዊት ኢሳቅ ከም ኤርትራዊ ሽወደናዊ ን24 ዓመት ኣብ መሓዩር ከም ዘሎ ዝለዓለ ዓመታት ኣውፂሩ ዘሎ ካብዞም ሕዩራት ንሱ ምዃኑ እዩ ስለዚ ንዝኽሩ ተባሂሉ እዩ ኣብዚ ሎም መዓልቲ ክበዓል ከሎ ተረኺበ ዘለኹ ኣነ ብሓፈሻ ኣብ ኤርትራ ንዳዊት ጥራሕ ኣይኮንና ንዝክር ምስኡ ተኣሲሮም ወይ ተሓይሮም ዘለዉ ኣእላፍ ሕዩራት ከም ዘለዉ ጋዜጠኛታት መራሕቲ መንግስቲ ካልኦት ፖለቲከኛታትን ካልኦት ናይ ሕልና እሱራትን ከይተረፉ ተሓይሮም ከም ዘለዉ በዚ ኣጋጣሚ መልእኽትና ክንሕልፍ ንደሊ በዛ ሎሚ ዕለት ግን ናይቶም ኣብ ኤርትራ ተሓይሮም ኣለዉ ዝበሃሉ ጋዜጠኛታት እሞ ከዓ ዝበዝሐ ዕድመ ኣውፂሩ ዘሎ ተባሂሉ ስለዝተጠቕሰ ጥራሕ እዩ ከም ኤርትራውን ሽወደናውን ብኣህጉር ደረጃ ብኣህጉራዊ ደረጃዊ ይጥቀስ ስለ ዘሎ ንዓቶም ይውክል ስለ ዘሎ ኢና ቀሪቡ ዘሎ ንሕና ከዓ ኣብዚ ዕለት እዚ ተረኺብና ከምዚ መልእኽትና ምሕላፍና ንባሓቂ ኣብዚ ዕዉት መዓልቲ ዕዉት ተኣኻትብሎ ኣበርኪትና ክንከውን ወይ ተሳትፎና ኣርኢና ክንከውን ተስፋ ገብር ቴንኪዩ ይቐኒየለይ
My name is Simon Hattonstone. I'm a journalist with The Guardian, and I just want to say thank you for coming today. This is Nick, who's a very, very senior editor. He's head of news. Human Rights Solidarity is doing a fantastic job. And it's so important to have you here talking about and reminding us that we're lucky here because we have a free press, and in Eritrea you obviously don't, yet you're still doing a job that is so vital and it's at risk to your lives. And you know, without a free press there is no way we can have a free world. Even within the so-called free world like America today, we don't have a free press. So for you, all we can do is say thank you for, you know, fighting for your own freedom, and in doing so, for doing it for the rest of us, for the world, and good luck.
Okay, Mr. Burak, as one of the organizers, would you like to say a few words on the occasion of the World Freedom Day regarding Dawit Isaaq and the other international journalists?
Yes. World Press Freedom is a quite important because like this is the kind of days that we remember and we remind the whole world that we care about something. We care about our colleagues who's been imprisoned, who's been harassed by kind of authoritarian regimes all around the world. Authoritarian people, they take advantage of all kinds of situations, and then they undermine all the credibilities and the values of the academic system, the legal system that we accumulated as the whole knowledge of, as the humanity. They undermine these values and they just mock with us. We're here today in front of The Guardian. They're hosting us today. They're very supportive from their editorial staff to security staff. Hopefully they're going to be one of our voice today as well. We're here because we would like to highlight some of the situation for 361 imprisoned journalists actually. We don't want to be selfish for not putting their name in here. Obviously we have 11 symbolic names in here, including the name of Dawit Isaaq, which is very important for us. We would like to know his whereabouts. Where is he at the moment? We need more information about this. How is the sanitation of him? Like the mental health, prison visits, phone calls. We would like to know all these questions. That's why we're here. And Hopefully, we would like to create an interparliamentary alliance between governments to care about the issue and follow the issue closely, including the United Nations Arbitrary Detention Committee. And as an organization, Human Rights Solidarity, we're closely following it. And we are happy to campaign about this.
You know, your initiative is very appreciated. But what has brought you together today as human rights defenders, and defenders of the press?
Groups which has been consist of exiled journalists, lawyers, and a very kind of broad team. I mean, our volunteers are from all around the world. We write reports. We do take care of the field activism as well, not just for the important days. As an organization, we closely follow all of the sensitive issues, and as soon as possible, we would like to do a lot of different forms of crisis responses as we can. So that's why we're active. It's not like a kind of a 9-to-5 job. When you say human rights, it's very abstract concept. But at the same time, you're the kind of people who makes it as a reality, as a kind of tangible form of reality. Human rights are innate values that we have. So I'm very underpaid. We don't get paid for this kind of things. We don't get enough reimbursement. But at the same time, we sacrifice from our times to do more travel, to do more talk. We knock a lot of doors for talking about important people, including our journalist colleague. My executive is a journalist. He was one of the most prominent Middle East correspondents. I'm learning a lot from him, even today, day by day. We try to do a lot of different fact checks. So we never give up. This is why we're here. This is why we're here.
What are the main challenges for journalists and defenders of the press in this era?
Yes. You know, the investigative journalism is a very tough job because you're dealing with truths. And then if you're doing your job as a truth teller, it's obvious that you're going to come across a lot of different obstacles. And then it's going to make you a lot more courageous than you are day by day. And then you're just locked up with all kind of sensitivities and the big issues around the world. You've been surrounded. So you have to cover the issues, which nobody's going to do it. So that's why you have the people in the desk. You're alone. So that's why, and you have to keep going as well. This is a very honorable thing to do. So that's why it's not it's not for everyone. Obviously, it's for...
So finally, this justice wall, it's impressive, and people are coming together to defend the journalists. But what is required for this justice wall to knock down, to destroy, to demolish the prison walls, which is keeping all these journalists, and the rest in prison?
Honestly, the active communication and the creative thinking helps for us to be able to destroy all kind of barriers and prisons. And active thinking and actively communicating in parliaments. We believe the parliamentary powers. Politicians have got a lot of powers. Lawyers, academics, they've got a lot of influence and powers. So they need to be able to speak with this kind of issues. There needs to be more parliamentary platforms for people to talk about these issues, and then they need to be visible. Silent diplomacy is quite obvious. Because the world is dealing with trade, but at the same time we need to care about imprisoned people. So because they're the main voices who cover all these issues. So that's why as an organization we write a lot of reports about this. So
after the final, you've been talking about the governments. Why is the liberal democrat governments, like Sweden and the rest, they are not? Do you think they are doing enough? What's the problem? For instance, the Swedish government has been doing something for Dawit Isaak, but after so long, they seem to be a bit fatigued, or I don't know.
I think as far as I'm concerned, I'm in touch with some of the Swedish officers. They're close to following the issue. But at the same time, I maybe agree with that. There are more things to be done, needs to be done. And then, we're just here to bring everything under the international spotlight and be just a bridge. Nothing more than this,